Dear students, I am Subha Bansiwal, Assistant Professor English, SPC Government College Bhim. Today I am going to explain the poem Kubla Khan by T.S. Eliot. Uh, in this poem, Kubla Khan, who was a ancient king, uh, he ordered a palace to be built in the city of Xanadu, and for this purpose 10 miles of fertile land was enclosed. In this in this um, area there were many uh, streams, and they were uh, woods and as ancient as the hills, and they were um, plots of gardens. In this land, um, a pleasure palace was built, and its its the caves were of ice, and in this place there was a uh, in this poem, uh, T.S. Eliot speaks about the ancient incident in which Kubla Khan ordered a pleasure palace to be built. He says, in Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alf, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to men, down to a sunless sea. Kubla Khan ordered a pleasure palace to be built in the city of Xanadu. In this city, Xanadu, there were a sacred. There were flow. They used to flow a sacred river, whose name was Alf, and this river ran through um, caves, uh, which were as deep, which were very deep, and which were measureless to men. And after flowing, these and this river Alf uh, finally fell into the sea, um, which was underground, and where the rays of sun could not reach. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground with walls and towers were girdled round. So to build pleasure palace for the king Kubla Khan, uh, 10 miles of fertile land was enclosed with walls and towers, and there were gardens bright with sinuous rills, and in this area there were bright gardens in which were used to flow bright streams, where blossomed many an incense bearing tree, and in this area there were many trees which on which blossomed fragrant flowers. And here were forests ancient as the hills, and in this area there were forests which were as ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery, and in this area there were patches of greenery and spots of gardens and greenery. But oh, that deep romantic chasm which slanted down the green hill athwart a sedan cover. Here in this place, there was a chasm which was romantic in nature and which slanted down the hill, and the hill which was covered with sedan trees, and which was this hill was green because of uh, trees of sedan. And in this hill there was a chasm which was slanting down, a savage place as holy and enchanted as ever beneath the waning moon was haunted by a woman wailing for her demon lover, and this place was savage, um, uh, and it was is appeared holy and enchanted, uh, just as a forsaken woman who seeks her demon lover in the forest. Uh, Such a place is uh, appears to be haunted. In the same way, uh, this place appeared savage, and from this chasm with ceaseless turmoil seething, as if this earth in fast thick pants were breathing, a mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift half intermittent burst huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail, or chaffy grain beneath the thresher's flail. And from this chasm with ceaseless turmoil seething, as if this earth in fast thick pants were breathing, and from this chasm, um, and this from this chasm they used to flow of water, and it this water used to gush out momentarily, and it and it used to appear as if the earth is gasping heavily. A mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift half intermittent burst huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail, and from this chasm they used to uh, flow out. Uh, from this chasm used to flow out uh, use stones, and these stones uh, used to rebound. They used to fall on the ground and then rebound, uh, just like hail. In rain, during rain, hail rebound on the earth. In the same way, these stones which used to gush out of the chasm used to rebound, uh, just like hail, and just like and like uh, chaffy grain which used to rebound under the pressure of uh, flame. And mid amid these dancing rocks, at once and ever it flung up momently the sacred river, and these rocks, these stones used to appear as dancing, and and from this chasm used to flow the sacred river Alf, 5 miles meandering with a mazy motion. And this river used to flow smoothly. Meanderingly means uh, this river used to flow for 5 miles, making many rounds and turns, many turns. It means it used to flow with mazy motion, and then reached the caverns measureless to men. And after flowing five flowing through 5 miles of this land, this river used to fall into caverns which were measureless to men, and sank in tumult with the lifeless ocean. And it this river used to fall in the deep ocean, which is underground, and which is very which was very calm. And this river used to flow in calm sea, making a loud sound. And amid this tumult, Kubla Khan heard from far ancestral voices professing war, and Kubla Khan he heard the prophecy of war amid the amid the sound of the chasm and the sound of the river falling into the calm sea, and sank. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves, and the shadow of the pleasure dome, pleasure palace, used to fall on the river, and the river used to reflect uh, the used to reflect means the reflection of the uh, pleasure palace, and this pleasure place was built uh, in the middle of the romantic cave, um, and the place where the river used to fall into the sea, where was heard the mingled measure from the fountain and the caves, and here at this um, and one could hear from this pleasure place the sound of the romantic chasm, from where the river Alf flowed out, and the sound of the river falling into the calm sea, making a tumultuous sound. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice, and this pleasure palace, uh, its roof was sunny, and its under this palace there were caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw. It was an Abyssinian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abora. Could, the, the poet reminds a dream. Once he saw a dream, and in his dream he saw a lady, a maid who was from Abyssinia and who was playing a song on dulcimer. This maid was singing of Mount Abora, which is situated in northeast Africa. Could I revive within me her symphony and song, to such a deep delight would win me, that with music loud and long I would build that doom in air. The poet says that if he could remind the song of that Abyssinian maid, he could he would be so inspired that he would be able to make the pleasure palace in his imagination. He would be able to present the pleasure palace uh, such a good manner that people would be able to see this pleasure palace in their imagination. That sunny doom, those caves of ice, and all who heard should see them there. And that sunny doom, those caves of ice, and all who heard should see them there. And all the readers, or who would read Coleridge's poem, uh, would be able to see the sunny dome and its caves of ice in their imagination. And all should cry, beware, beware, his flashing eyes, his floating hair, weave a circle round him thrice. And the poet would be so inspired that he would be appeared enchanted, and people would say, um, beware, beware, um, because the poet would have flashing eyes and floating hair, and people would like to make um a circle round him thrice, uh, because of their superstitious beliefs, and because the poet appears to have supernatural power. And close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honey dew hath fed and drunk the milk of paradise. And the people would say to the means the readers would say to close their eyes. Uh, it means the readers would close their eyes with dread, uh, and they would say that the poet has drunk um, milk of paradise, and he has been fed on honeydew. Means the poet would be so much inspired by that Abyssinian maid that he would by the song of the Abyssinian maid, that he would be able to mm, uh, present the pleasure palace in such a good manner that all the readers would be able to see that pleasure palace in their imagination, and he would be and the poet would appear to have a supernatural power, and the readers and others who would see him will be dread and frightened from him. They would be awe inspired, and they would make circle round him thrice. And so in this poem, uh, Coleridge speaks about Kubla Khan, who built a pleasure palace in the city Xanadu. Thank you.